Good afternoon.
This is basically a story about my friend Sridhar. He used to be always hungry. He used to eat a lot, but still he was getting thin day by day. His wife was worried. They consulted an endocrinologist. He asked them for a blood sample, get it tested. The reports came, that was shown to the doctor. Doctor turned the pages. He had a worried look on his face and he told Mr. Sridhar, "You have diabetes." Sridhar was shocked. Diabetes! Doctor put a hand on his shoulder, pacified him. Don't worry, you're not the only person. There are 450 million diabetics all over the world and the number is still increasing. So have some patience. We will manage it. He didn't say the word cure, he said we will manage it. And then his treatment started. First step was to control the food. Mr. Sridhar was fond of having a banana leaf meal. The way it works is you have a mountain of rice, this much. They dig a well inside that, fill it with rasam or sambar, make big cricket balls out of it, gulp the entire thing and then say, "Oh," that gives them the satisfaction. But now it was totally opposite. He had to be satisfied with 2 small chapatis, very small. 2 teaspoons of sabzi or the curry. And then 1 small cup of rice. That's it. Up. It was starvation for Mr. Sridhar. A person who was eating mountains worth of rice now had to eat only small cups of it. Whole day he was hungry. He was feeling weak, tired the entire day. 3 months later he was again called for checkup with the blood reports. Doctor said, "Mr. Sridhar, your sugar levels are not going down, it is still high. We will increase your oral medication, more tablets now." 3 months later, he said, "Still your blood sugar levels are not going down. You have to stop these oral medications." Mr. Sridhar thought he should be happy, but it was not. Now he had to get over to insulin shots every day, twice. It used to be awkward for Mr. Sridhar whenever he used to go to family functions and gatherings. If he did not take sweet, people would say, diabetes. If he takes it, his wife would always have a watchful eye on him and said, "Put it back." Even his kids would spy on him. The moment he would look at gulab jamun, not even touching it, his kids would say, "Mama, Papa is looking at gulab jamun." And he would say, no, I'm just looking at it, not even touching it. That was his state of affairs. He had lost hope. He didn't see any improvement in his future. He was totally dejected and he was into deep depression. Until one day, after having suffered for 1 full year the insulin shots, he got a silver lining. It was in the form of yoga therapy. He got in touch with an institution called S. Vyasa. It means Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana. It is in our own city, Bengaluru, near Bandarghatta National Park. It's a research institute that it makes research into the yoga theories, and they have published lots of papers, scientific papers all over the world. Now this put me thinking, like, will it really help this man? In fact, it turns out that a year later, it really helped. When I met him after a year, he said he's no more on insulin shots. He was on to very basic oral medication, and he was confident that if this improvement continues, he wouldn't even have to take those oral medications also. That was good news. That put me thinking, What is it there in yoga that works but did not work with allopathy? It turns out that in yoga, you have the concept of Panchakosha, that is 5 layers of existence. What we see, our human bodies, are the innermost layer, which is called Annamaya Kosha, the physical layer of existence. Above that, you have the Pranamaya Kosha, it is the energy level. This energy is different, not the electromagnetic energy we talk about, that is at the physical level. So this is life force. Above that, you have the Manomaya Kosha, which is the mental level. We exist at the mental level also. Beyond that, we have Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is a layer of knowledge. And then above all of that, we have the Anandamaya Kosha, which is a layer of bliss. That is what all of us try to achieve. And with practice, few achieve it. Now, what has this got to do with diabetes? It turns out, as per yoga therapy, the problem appears in the Manomaya Kosha, at the mental level. We have excessive emotions. I want something at any cost. If you achieve, good, you get joy. If you don't achieve it, you get sorrow. So extreme emotions caused in the mental level, they percolate down to the physical level and it hits some organ, depending on factors like hereditary, family history, and in this person's case, Mr. Sridhar's case, it hit his pancreas. Now, how do you address it? They address it at the 4 levels. To start with the asanas, as they call it, physical exercises, this problem is addressed at the Annamaya Kosha, or the physical layer. Then, through the breathing practices, or they call it as pranayama, they achieve it at the Pranamaya Kosha. And then through meditations, they treat it at the mental level. And awareness, knowledge is built up about all these processes at the Vijnanamaya Kosha. And finally, when you work on all these 4 layers, finally you hopefully enter that state of blissful existence. This is what I wrote. Now I was wondering, how true is this? And this is what I found. Some of the research material. After going through, today I understand that yoga gives a complete holistic treatment for psychosomatic diseases. Now, I found answers to my questions. I'm sure many of us will have answers like this. So this is a good source, S. Vyasa, and I recommend that people who know some diabetics in family, friends, anywhere, might pass on this information. It might be really useful to them. On that note, I would like to hand it over to the Toastmaster.